Over 100 million bags of Doritos are sold worldwide each year, making it one of the most popular snacks globally. Doritos, created in the 1960s by Frito-Lay executive Arch West, began with a simple idea inspired by crispy tortillas found in a San Diego restaurant. Using surplus tortillas, West cut them into triangles, fried them, and added seasoning, creating the first batch of Doritos. Today, with more than 10 different flavors, Doritos continue to be a top-selling chip worldwide. Unlike regular potato chips, Doritos are made from corn flour. The process starts with carefully harvesting corn cobs, ensuring they remain intact and undamaged. The plants are cut just above the ground, and the cobs are removed and loaded into containers. Once full, these containers are transported by truck to the factory for processing. At the factory, the corn is cleaned and dried using vibrating screens that remove dust, stones, and sand. The moisture content is then adjusted to 14%, a crucial step for production. Every day, the factory receives 45,000 kilograms of corn. The dried corn is transferred to large storage silos before being cooked in water. Over a year, this adds up to more than 6.5 million kilograms of finished product. A massive amount of corn. The facility is divided into 4 main sections, including a 65,000 square meter distribution center. Each day, the factory produces approximately 70,000 bags of Doritos, totaling around 18 million bags per year. The first step in making Doritos is cooking the corn before it moves to the soaking tanks. The process begins with boilers equipped with agitators that cook the corn at a temperature close to boiling. The cooked corn is then transferred to 18 open tanks, where it soaks for 12 hours. Each batch contains approximately 300 kilograms of corn and 90 kilograms of water. The kernels are cooked to 93 degrees Celsius for about 4 minutes before soaking overnight, which softens them and allows them to absorb moisture. This soaking process also helps loosen and remove the husk, the outer covering of the kernel. Once softened, the corn moves to a filtration system that drains the excess water, leaving only hydrated kernels. When the moisture content reaches 45% and the husks have fully loosened, a pumping system transfers the corn to a washing machine, where high-pressure water jets remove the remaining husks. The cleaned kernels then travel on a conveyor belt to the milling stage. The corn is ground into a dough using rotating millstones that crush the kernels into a soft paste. Water is added during the grinding process to achieve the right consistency. 3 key factors are monitored: moisture content, temperature, and texture. The finished dough is then shaped into a thin sheet as it passes through metal rollers. A third roller cuts the dough into triangular pieces, similar to a cookie cutter. These rollers can cut 6,000 individual chips per minute, over 8 million in 24 hours. The freshly cut chips move along a conveyor belt to the next stage. The raw chips enter a 3-level industrial oven, set at 340 degrees Celsius. They remain inside for just 16 seconds, long enough to dry the dough while preserving some moisture. This moisture creates tiny air pockets that form the signature bubbles on the surface of Doritos, giving them their crunchy texture. Any leftover dough from the cutting process isn't wasted. It's sent back to the dough vats to be reused. After baking, the chips move on to the next phase of production, where they will be fried, seasoned, and packaged into the Doritos we know and love. After baking, the chips move along a series of conveyor belts to cool before entering the fryer. This brief pause allows inspectors to check for any burnt chips. The chips then travel on a conveyor belt into the fryer, where they are submerged in oil heated to 182 degrees Celsius for 55 seconds. This is where they develop their golden color and crispy texture. During frying, the trapped air pockets inside the chips expand, forming the characteristic bubbles seen on finished Doritos. As they exit the fryer, A mesh conveyor belt removes excess oil, which is filtered and returned for reuse. Next, the freshly fried chips enter a large rotating drum, where they are coated with seasoning. A specialized auger system feeds nacho seasoning into the drum, with large sacks of the spice mix added at the top of the machine. The seasoning blend includes a secret combination of cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, spices, flavor enhancers like MSG, and preservatives to extend shelf life. To ensure the seasoning sticks evenly, nozzles spray the chips with canola oil. The drum's rotation distributes the flavor while also acting as a buffer, preventing the delicate chips from breaking. The seasoned Doritos then travel along a 30-meter conveyor belt, allowing them to fully cool before packaging. Once cooled, the chips reach the packaging department where hoppers guide them into various packaging machines. This stage is a precise, high-speed process. Each packaging machine is equipped with 14 cube-shaped scales that carefully measure the chips. When the correct amount for a bag is reached, a trapdoor opens, dropping the chips into the forming bag. At the same time, a strip of aluminum and plastic film is shaped into a bag, which is then sealed and cut using heat-sealing technology. To keep the Doritos fresh, the machine injects nitrogen into the bag before sealing it airtight. This process removes oxygen, preventing spoilage, and also creates an air cushion inside the bag to protect the chips from breaking. Each large bag contains around 100 chips. Finally, an operator ensures that each box contains 8 bags before they are sent for distribution. This factory manufactures and packages 70,000 bags of Doritos every day, totaling over 18 million bags per year, a $4 billion industry. In a large modern factory, millions of ice creams are made every day. This factory is filled with advanced machines that work quickly and efficiently. These machines mix fresh ingredients like milk, sugar, and fruit to create delicious ice cream. There are many different flavors, from classic chocolate and vanilla to unique ones like mango and caramel swirl. The machines pour the ice cream into cones, cups, and tubs before freezing them at very low temperatures. Some machines add chocolate coatings, sprinkles, or nuts to make the ice creams even more exciting. Workers in the factory monitor the machines to ensure everything runs smoothly. Quality checks are done to guarantee that each ice cream meets high standards. Once packed, the ice creams are sent to stores and supermarkets worldwide. Now, let's dive into the fascinating world of dumpling production in a modern factory. Every day, millions of dumplings are made using fresh ingredients and advanced machines. The goal is to keep the same delicious taste as homemade dumplings while making them quickly and efficiently. The process starts with mixing flour and water to make soft dough. At the same time, fresh vegetables, meat, and seasonings are prepared for the filling. Machines roll out the dough into thin wrappers and carefully fill each one with the tasty mixture. Then, the dumplings are folded and sealed just like they would be by hand. Some dumplings are steamed, boiled, or frozen, depending on how they will be sold. After a final quality check, they are packed and sent to supermarkets and restaurants. Customers can then cook and enjoy them at home. In this factory, homemade-style pizzas are made for supermarkets without changing any ingredients. The goal is to keep the same taste and quality as a pizza made at home. Fresh ingredients like dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and toppings are used. The machines mix and knead the dough, just like in a home kitchen. Then, the dough is shaped into pizza bases. A layer of rich tomato sauce is spread evenly, followed by fresh cheese and a variety of toppings like pepperoni, mushrooms, and vegetables. The pizzas are baked in special ovens that give them a homemade texture and taste. Once cooled, they are carefully packed and sent to supermarkets. Customers can then buy them and bake them at home for a fresh and delicious meal. Let's take a look inside a factory where thousands of pancakes are made every day. Using fresh ingredients and advanced machines, the factory produces soft, fluffy pancakes that taste just like homemade ones. The process starts by mixing flour, eggs, milk, and sugar into a smooth batter. Machines then pour the batter onto large, hot griddles, cooking each pancake until golden brown. Some pancakes are kept plain while others are filled with chocolate, fruit, or syrup for extra flavor. Once cooked, the pancakes are cooled, carefully stacked, and packed to stay fresh. They are then sent to supermarkets and restaurants, ready for customers to enjoy. People can simply heat them at home for a quick and delicious meal. And here we have an inside look at how cupcakes are made in a factory. First, ingredients like flour, sugar, eggs, and butter are mixed in large machines to create the batter. The batter is then poured into cupcake molds on a conveyor belt. The molds move through an oven where the cupcakes are baked until they are fluffy and golden. After baking, the cupcakes cool on the conveyor belt. Once cooled, they move to a decorating station. Here, machines or workers add frosting, sprinkles, or other toppings to make them look and taste great. Factories make thousands of cupcakes every day, all while keeping them tasty and safe to eat. The cupcakes are then checked for quality to make sure they meet standards. Finally, the cupcakes are wrapped or placed in boxes to keep them fresh. They are packed into larger boxes and sent to stores or bakeries for people to enjoy. In this factory, deli meat slices are carefully packaged to stay fresh and safe to eat. After the meat is sliced, it is arranged into portions, often separated by thin paper or plastic to prevent sticking. These portions are then placed into pre-cut plastic bags or trays. For longer freshness, the air is removed from the packaging, and it is vacuum sealed. Some packages are filled with a small amount of gas, like nitrogen, to keep the meat from spoiling. Finally, labels with information like the type of meat, weight, and expiration date are added. The packaged slices are then boxed and sent to stores. As we continue, let's take a closer look at canned sardines. This popular and convenient food item is produced in factories through a simple yet fascinating process. It starts with fresh sardines, which are small, oily fish. The fish are first cleaned with their heads and tails removed, and then washed thoroughly. After cleaning, they are cooked, usually by steaming or frying to prepare them for canning. Once cooked, the sardines are placed into cans, often with oil, water, or sauce added for flavor and preservation. The cans are sealed tightly to keep the fish fresh and safe. They are then heated again to eliminate bacteria and ensure long shelf life. Finally, the cans are labeled, packed, and shipped to stores. Canned sardines are not only convenient but also nutritious, offering a good source of protein and healthy fats. And they can be stored for months without refrigeration. This factory produces thousands of chocolate brownies daily using advanced technology. Robotic arms swiftly move freshly baked brownies along the production line, ensuring precision and efficiency. Automated systems carefully sort and inspect each piece for quality. The packaging process follows seamlessly, with machines wrapping and sealing brownies for freshness. This high-tech operation guarantees consistent, delicious treats, ready to be enjoyed by chocolate lovers everywhere. The production of beef patties in a factory involves careful processes and strict quality control to deliver a consistent and delicious product to consumers. The process often begins with selecting high-quality cuts of beef, usually a combination of lean and fatty meat, to achieve the desired fat content in the final product. The meat is then ground using industrial meat grinders to create a coarse mixture. After the beef is ground, it is then shaped into patties using specialized patty-forming machines, which can produce patties of uniform size and shape to ensure consistency in cooking. These machines can form hundreds of patties per minute, increasing efficiency in production. After forming, the patties may undergo a process called tempering, where they are chilled to a specific temperature to improve their shape retention and prevent them from falling apart during further processing. Once tempered, the beef patties are packaged for distribution to retail outlets or food service establishments, where they may be further processed or cooked before being served to consumers. Stringent quality control measures are in place throughout the entire production process to ensure that the beef patties meet safety standards and maintain their quality. Next up, let's explore how cookies are made in a factory. The process begins with automated systems that carefully measure and feed ingredients into mixers to ensure consistency in every batch. This helps maintain the perfect texture and taste. Most factories use the wire-cutting method to shape cookies. The dough is pushed through a mold and then cut into even pieces with a sharp wire. This machine can cut up to 100 cookies per minute and operates without stopping the production line. Another method is the automatic dough extruder, which shapes cookies into different designs using special nozzles. Next, the cookies go into large industrial ovens that use precise temperature control and airflow systems to bake them evenly. After baking, they are carefully transferred to a cooling tower to set properly. Once cooled, the cookies go through quality control before being packed into trays, bags, or boxes using automated machines. Next up, let's explore the production of strawberry jam in a factory. The process begins with the selection of ripe, juicy strawberries, sourced from farms and inspected to ensure they meet strict quality standards. The strawberries are thoroughly washed and sorted before being transferred to large stainless steel kettles. Sugar, pectin, and sometimes lemon juice are added to the strawberries to enhance flavor and aid in thickening. The mixture is then cooked at controlled temperatures, ensuring the natural flavors and vibrant color of the fruit are preserved. Once the jam reaches the desired consistency, it is poured into sterilized glass jars using automated filling machines. The jars are sealed immediately to lock in freshness, and then pasteurized to ensure a long shelf life. After cooling, the jars are labeled and undergo rigorous quality checks before being packed and distributed to stores ready to delight customers. And here we have a beef sausages factory. The production of sausages starts with selecting the finest cuts of meat. The meat is then trimmed of excess fat and diced into small pieces. Next, the meat is fed into a grinding machine, where it is minced to the desired consistency. This step is crucial in ensuring that the sausage has a smooth and even texture. Once the meat is minced, it is time to add seasonings and spices. This is where the magic happens, as the blend of spices gives each type of sausage its unique flavor profile. Ingredients such as salt, pepper, garlic, and paprika are commonly used to enhance the taste. Meanwhile, natural casings made from the intestines of animals are prepared for filling. These casings are flexible and allow the sausage to retain its shape while cooking. The seasoned meat mixture is then fed into a sausage stuffing machine, which fills the casings with the meat mixture. The machine ensures that the sausages are evenly filled and properly sealed. After the sausages are filled, they are linked together to form long chains. This process helps in portioning the sausages and makes them easier to handle during cooking. Some sausages are then smoked to enhance their flavor. They are hung on racks in a smoking room where they are exposed to a controlled amount of smoke for a specific period of time. This adds a rich, smoky flavor to the sausages. Finally, the sausages are ready for packaging. They are either vacuum sealed for freshness or placed in trays for display. The packaging ensures that the sausages remain fresh and flavorful until they reach the consumer's plate. As we continue exploring how food is made, let's take a look at how mashed potatoes are made in a factory. The process begins with fresh potatoes delivered to the factory. They are thoroughly washed and peeled to remove dirt and skins. Next, the potatoes are cut into smaller pieces and sent to large steam cookers, where they are cooked until soft. Once cooked, the potatoes go through mashers and mixers, where butter, milk, salt, and other seasonings are added. This creates a smooth and creamy texture. Some factories may also use additional ingredients to make instant mashed potatoes, which can be rehydrated with water. After mixing, the mashed potatoes are cooled and packed into containers, pouches, or frozen packs to keep them fresh. Thanks to this process, people can enjoy mashed potatoes quickly and easily at home. And here we have the process of making burger buns. It all begins with selecting high-quality ingredients. The main components of burger buns are flour, water, yeast, sugar, and butter or oil. Once the ingredients arrive, it's time to mix the dough. Large industrial mixers combine ingredients in precise quantities. After mixing, the dough is divided into perfectly portioned pieces. These pieces are shaped into buns using automated machines. At this stage, the buns may also receive a dusting of flour or sesame seeds, depending on the type of burger bun being made. Once shaped, they are sent to the proofing chamber. This is a warm, humid environment where the dough rises for the final time before baking. Next up is the baking process. The buns bake at high temperatures until they turn golden brown. This step requires precise timing and temperature control to ensure that they are perfectly baked. During baking, The yeast creates bubbles in the dough, giving them their signature soft texture. After baking, the buns need to cool down before they can be packaged. They are transferred to cooling racks where fans help bring them to room temperature. Once cooled, they are ready for packaging. In the packaging section, buns are placed into plastic bags or other packaging materials to keep them fresh. Automated packaging machines ensure the process is fast and efficient. As we continue to seek convenient and delicious seafood options, canned shrimp has become a favorite choice for many. Factories use advanced methods to ensure the shrimp stays fresh, safe, and full of flavor. First, fresh shrimp are carefully cleaned, peeled, and cooked. Thanks to modern technology, factories produce thousands of canned shrimp daily, making it easy for people to enjoy seafood anytime, anywhere. Machines sort them by size before they move to the canning stage. The shrimp are placed into cans, and a special liquid, such as brine or sauce, is added to keep them moist and tasty. Next, the cans are sealed tightly to prevent air from getting in. After cooling, each can is checked to ensure it meets quality and safety standards. Finally, the cans are labeled and packed into boxes for distribution. Each year, the global cookie industry generates over $30 billion annually, with Americans alone consuming more than 2 billion cookies annually. But have you ever asked how these beloved treats are made in factory? Chocolate chip cookies are typically produced in factories in large quantities through an automated process. The journey begins in the ingredient preparation room, where experts ensure that all components are ready to create the perfect dough. Key ingredients, such as sugar, oils, and flour, are stored in massive silos outside the factory. Maintaining proper inventory rotation and optimal storage conditions, including controlled temperature and humidity. Careful preparation of these ingredients is vital to ensuring the quality of the cookies throughout the manufacturing process. Once the ingredients are prepared, the dough is mixed using high-capacity industrial-grade mixers designed for large-scale production. The industrial mixer is specifically designed to blend large quantities of ingredients evenly and efficiently. The dry ingredients, such as flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder, are added to the mixer. Depending on the mixer's design, these ingredients may be added gradually or all at once. Once the ingredients are in the mixer, starts its operation. After the dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed, the liquid ingredients, such as butter, eggs, and vanilla extract, are gradually added to the mixture. Adding these liquids slowly ensures even distribution and prevents the dough from becoming overly thick. The mixer continues to operate, incorporating the liquid ingredients seamlessly into the dough. Once the dough is prepared, the chocolate chips are readied for incorporation. These small pieces of chocolate are essential for adding both flavor and texture to the cookies. The chocolate chips are carefully measured, with the quantity varying based on the specific recipe and the manufacturer's preferences. Once measured, the chips are added to the dough, ensuring they are evenly distributed throughout. This step ensures every cookie is packed with the perfect amount of chocolatey goodness, contributing to the iconic taste and texture of chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chips are gently mixed into the dough to ensure even distribution while avoiding any breakage. At this stage, the production line transitions to cookie formation. The machinery is inspected and adjusted to meet the required specifications for the desired size and shape of the chocolate chip cookies. This machine deposits precise portions of dough onto baking trays, shaping them into uniform round cookies. The forming process is finely tuned to ensure consistency in the size and thickness of each cookie. The amount of dough deposited is carefully controlled, and adequate spacing between portions is maintained to prevent sticking during baking and to allow for even expansion. Throughout the formation stage, visual inspections are conducted to identify any defects or irregularities in the cookie's shape or appearance. Any cookie that does not meet the established quality standards can be removed or adjusted manually before proceeding to the next step in the production process. Before baking, the industrial oven is preheated to the appropriate temperature, which typically ranges between 175 degrees Celsius and 190 degrees Celsius, depending on the recipe and manufacturer's specifications. The baking time generally falls between 10 and 15 minutes. During baking, the cookie dough expands while the chocolate chips melt slightly. As the cookies bake, they flatten and approximately double in diameter. Consistent monitoring of time and temperature is crucial to ensure the cookies bake evenly and do not burn. Once the cookies are fully baked, they are removed from the oven and allowed to cool on the trays for a few minutes. This cooling period helps the cookies set and prepares them for the next steps in the production process. After cooling briefly on trays, the cookies are transferred to cooling racks, where they are left to cool completely. Proper cooling ensures that the cookies harden, preserving their signature crispy exterior and soft interior. This process takes 10 to 15 minutes, allows the cookies to become firmer and develop their characteristic texture. The exact cooling time may vary depending on the size and thickness of the cookies. Before packaging, a visual inspection is conducted to assess the cookie's appearance and quality. Inspectors check for any irregularities or defects in shape, color, or texture. Cookies that fail to meet the established quality standards are discarded or repurposed. Once the quality inspection is complete, the cookies move to the packaging stage. Factories use automated packaging machines to ensure efficiency and consistency. Depending on the product and brand specifications, the cookies may be individually wrapped in plastic bags or packaged in boxes. During this process, labels or barcodes are applied to the packaging, providing important details such as the production date, expiration date, and ingredient list. From there, they are distributed to retailers, supermarkets, or distributors ready to reach consumers and bring joy to chocolate chip cookie lovers worldwide. The journey of making doner kebab starts with fresh meat. Factories source high-quality lamb, beef, or chicken, depending on the type of kebab being made. Each batch is carefully inspected for freshness and quality before it's prepared for seasoning. Once the meat is selected, it's trimmed and portioned to remove excess fat and prepare it for seasoning. This ensures that every piece of kebab is lean yet flavorful. The next crucial step is seasoning. Kebabs get their rich signature flavors from a blend of spices and herbs. Factories use large industrial mixers to evenly coat the meat with a mix of ingredients like garlic, onion, cumin, coriander, and paprika. This process not only adds flavor, but also helps tenderize the meat. Tumblers ensure that the spices are evenly distributed, so every bite is packed with that signature kebab taste. Once the meat is seasoned, it's time to skewer it. In small batches, workers manually skewer the meat, carefully layering each piece. For larger production runs, machines take over skewering thousands of kebabs per hour. Automation plays a key role in maintaining consistency. Each kebab is packed tightly, ensuring it cooks evenly and holds its shape during grilling. Next, the skewered kebabs head to massive grills or ovens. Depending on the type of kebab, they may be slow-cooked over open flames or roasted in industrial ovens to lock in that smoky, juicy flavor. This step is crucial for giving kebabs their iconic charred edges and tender, juicy center. Factory grills are designed to cook hundreds of skewers at once, while ensuring each one gets that perfect sear. Each year, millions of sardines are caught and processed into canned products to meet global demand. In 2024, the canned sardine market was valued at around $9 billion. In this video, we'll explore how millions of sardines are caught and processed in factory. Sardine fishing starts at the harbor, with the best time to catch them being at dusk, when sardines follow their shoals to the surface. Fishermen set out to sea in boats, searching for schools of sardines that gather in coastal waters. In the past, fishermen relied on seagulls and surface bubbles as clues to locate the fish. Today, modern technology has revolutionized the process. Boats are equipped with sonar devices that emit audio signals into the water. These signals bounce back if they detect something beneath the boat, helping fishermen locate sardines with greater accuracy and efficiency. When fishermen discover a school of sardines, they must act quickly to prevent the fish from escaping. The boat accelerates, releasing the net at high speed while sailing in a circle, a simple but effective method to trap the fish. Once the captain is confident the sardines are surrounded, a winch tightens the rope, closing the net and capturing hundreds of sardines. However, the net is often too heavy to lift onto the boat all at once, so smaller nets are used to transfer the sardines by hand. This process only takes a few minutes. The next step is to transport the fish to shore while they are still fresh. Meeting the global demand for canned sardines requires industrial-scale operations. Once at the port, the ships are unloaded and the sardines are transferred to refrigerated trucks, which transport them to fish processing plants. At the canning plant, nearly 1 million sardines are processed each day, ensuring a steady supply to meet worldwide demand. Packaging fish on such a large scale requires modern machinery and a team of about 800 people. Sardines arrive at the factory just a few hours after being caught to ensure maximum freshness. Unloading happens quickly because the factory aims to process the fish within 5 hours to deliver the highest quality to consumers. The process begins with the freshly caught sardines being placed in a vat of ice water to keep them fresh. The temperature of the fish is maintained below a specific level to preserve their quality. Next, the sardines are moved along a conveyor belt filled with fresh water for further processing. Coarse salt is added to improve their texture and consistency. Workers then clean the fish by rinsing them with seawater before placing them into cans. The cans, open at the bottom and facing upward, travel along a conveyor belt to a workstation. Here, they are filled manually to minimize the risk of foreign objects entering the cans. Workers ensure each can contains the right amount of sardines. Within minutes, the fish are already canned. To guarantee the correct weight, each can is individually weighed, and adjustments are made if necessary. Once filled, the open cans move to the cooking phase. Since the sardines are canned raw, they must be cooked to prevent spoilage before reaching the consumer. The cans themselves act as cooking vessels. They are placed into giant ovens where they are steamed at 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After cooking, a worker turns the cans over and places them onto another conveyor belt. At this stage, the batch moves on to heavy machinery for the next steps in production. The cooked sardines are carefully arranged in a single row and dipped in olive oil. The cans are filled to capacity, and any excess oil is removed. A machine then places and seals the lids under pressure, creating a vacuum-packed seal. Although the cans are sealed and filled, they are still covered in oil. To address this, they are cleaned and sterilized. The cans pass through a machine that washes them with 90 degrees Celsius water, leaving them spotless. Next, the cans are sterilized in autoclaves, using steam at 110 degrees Celsius for an hour and a half to eliminate any microorganisms. Once sterilized, the cans are packaged and ready to be shipped worldwide. From a sweet mixture to those familiar treats, the process starts with a candy base typically made from starch molasses or invert sugar syrup. This base gives the candy its sweetness and structure. To this base, other ingredients are added, including water, sugar, coloring, and flavoring. Each component is carefully measured to ensure consistent taste and texture. Once all ingredients are combined, the mixture is heated and brought to a boil. This boiling step is crucial as it thickens the mixture to the ideal consistency for hard candy. The mixture must reach a specific concentration to give the candy its signature hardness. This part of the process requires precise temperature control, and factory machinery carefully monitors the heat to avoid overcooking or burning. After boiling, the hot candy mixture is carefully cooled to around 85 degrees Celsius. Cooling at this temperature makes the candy soft enough to be shaped, but firm enough to hold together. Some factories use molds to give the candy its specific form, while others cut it into the desired shape as it passes through rollers. Once shaped, the candies need to cool down completely. They are gradually brought to room temperature to prevent any cracking or stickiness. This cooling process is key to setting the candy's final hardness, ensuring it's ready for packaging and long-lasting shelf life. The cooled candies move to the packaging station where they're wrapped individually or in batches. Automated systems quickly wrap each piece, sealing in freshness and keeping them hygienic. Once packaged, the candies are boxed up and sent to warehouses ready to be distributed to stores nationwide. Honey production is a blend of traditional beekeeping practices and modern technology that involves several key steps and processes to ensure high quality and efficient production. The journey of honey begins in the beehives, where bees collect nectar from flowers and transform it into honey. Beekeepers monitor the hives to ensure the bees are healthy and productive. Once the bees have filled the honeycomb cells with honey and capped them with beeswax, The honeycomb frames are carefully removed from the hives. This is typically done using a gentle smoking process, which calms the bees and allows the beekeeper to work without disturbing them. The first step, the factory, is to remove the thin layer of beeswax that seals the honey inside the comb. This process, called uncapping, can be done using special uncapping machines or manually with a heated knife. The beeswax collected during uncapping is often used to make products like candles or cosmetics. Once the honeycomb is uncapped, the frames are placed into a honey extractor. This is a machine that spins the frames at high speeds, using centrifugal force to extract the honey from the comb without damaging it. The extracted honey is passed through filter to remove impurities such as bits of wax, bee parts, or other debris. Once processed, the honey is pumped into jars, bottles, or other containers. Automated filling machines ensure that each container is filled to the correct level, and then they are sealed to maintain freshness.